Good evening and welcome to the FITT Show, financial information for today and tomorrow. I'm Bobby P. Kinzer.
And I'm Thomas Doty.
And we are the FITT Show, helping our people get their finances in shape. Welcome, everybody, and Happy New Year. Dote 2025. Can you believe that? We were just worried about Y2K, the year turning 2000, that the whole world was going to shut down. Here we 25 years later. How are you doing today, Thomas Doty?
Man, I am happy to be alive.
You're looking absolutely marvelous. I gotta tell you. I mean, you're looking so good. There's a shine coming off the top of your head. That's awesome. So, Dote, let's get into the show, man. We didn't meet last week. Sorry, everybody, we didn't inform you, but we tried not to do it on those busy days, those holidays, and that was the day after New Year's, if I'm correct. So we didn't do that. So we're going to pick up starting the new year. But we ended with the 2024 year-end review. So if you missed that show, you can go back out on Facebook Live and look at some of our archive shows and can get that actual show. We had some really, really, really good things there. So please check that out. And this show is going to be the FITT Show Financial Resolutions for 2025. We feel there's some things that you need to have on your list for this year. And we're going to get into that in a minute. But we're going to talk about our favorite top of the show. And it's going to be the stock market because now we waited, we missed a week. It's going to be interesting to see how this year started off, Dote. So as always, Governor, please kick us off with a status of what's going on with the stock market. And I hope it's going to be good news.
Well, it's been kind of up and down. Now realize this is actually our update from 2 weeks ago. So when you see the change, the previous week, it's not really the previous week, it's the previous 2 weeks ago. So from the last time we met, the S&P's it's up about 1%, NASDAQ's up 0.5%. But some of the tech stocks took a big hit during that time. You can see Microsoft is down 12, Brady is down 2, Apple's down 7. And there's a lot of things going on as far as with inflation. One day it's expected to be okay, the next day it goes crazy again. And that's really affecting the tech stocks. And then there was also some talk that maybe the tech stocks are oversold and too high, and some of it is just an adjustment. And Apple's been having some issues. A couple of companies have actually downgraded Apple, and some of the issues they're having in China, and nothing's really new and exciting coming out of Apple except maybe AI. So you have a lot of that going on. The HP I bought is up 1. NVIDIA is still hanging in. It's up 9. There's been a lot of up and down there also. It actually got as high as 150 within the last 2 weeks, and it just backed off to 140. Google's up 5 and still going strong. Pfizer's up $1. And the stock I bought, Palantir, which is kind of a crapshoot. It's actually down 6 points. And not really sure how that's going to go, but I'm going to hang with it for a little while and just see how it all shakes out. It's an IT company that should get a lot of business with the government, the federal government, and I'm hoping that takes off. But it might be oversold, so we'll have to see how that goes. But so all in all, things are still in flux. There's a big report coming out tomorrow about the economy, and I think that's going to tell whether the market's going to be up for a while or down for a while. So tomorrow's going to be a big day as far as what's going on.
And what is the deal, Dope?
Pardon me?
Going tomorrow? I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What's going to happen tomorrow?
I mean, you weren't paying attention.
Yeah, no, I was trying to.
The jobs report's coming out tomorrow, and that's going to just tell you kind of what direction the market's going to go, and it can work either way. Sometimes if it's good, then they say the market's too strong, and then if it's bad, then they say the market is bad. So it's going to come out at 8:30 tomorrow. So we'll see what's expected. They're expecting to see an increase of about 155 jobs or less. And the gain was actually 227. The gain was 227 in November. So they're actually looking to see a slowdown. And I guess what that says, if it's less hiring, that means that things are slowing down, and you get back to it being more likely that the Fed's going to cut interest rates. So I think that's what we see.
Okay, well, we got our fingers crossed, and remember, as we always say, investing in the stock market is all about the long play. It's all about timing and being patient. So please consider that, you all, as we look into the new year, into the market. Gold is holding steady, though, at about $2,600, a little bit above $2,600 an ounce. Silver has just been plodding right along, around about 30 or going under $30 an ounce. Don't know what's going on with silver, but the commodities are still, hanging in there. Gold is still up, compared to a year ago. So that's still a good investment. Let's talk about cryptocurrency. Once again, this is based on 2 weeks ago and the current close, 12/19. The market, the actually total market cap is down 4% of cryptocurrency, about 129 billion. That's a lot, but that kind of shows, because a lot of people at the end of the year, beginning of the year, January, February, they be selling off, or at the end of the year, they claiming those they're harvesting tax losses and stuff like that. So that could be a lot why people selling off. But the Bitcoin, man, dope was down 5%, but that was $4,737 down per Bitcoin. It had gotten up over $100,000 per Bitcoin, but now it's down to 93,101. Once again, I don't know if people are just taking their profits, or, harvesting their losses, their tax losses, or just, giving up on it, but it's down quite a bit. But we seem to do that, but still 93,000 is pretty much up per coin compared to 2020, when it was all the way down to maybe like about 14,000 per Bitcoin. So if you were in, around that time, if you got in, you should be looking pretty good still. Ethereum, the smart contract, which is supposed to be a little bit more structured, that's down 5%, $176. And Solana has dropped down from the 5th position. We've been tracking that, and it dropped to the 6th position. It's down to $188 per cryptocurrency Solana, and that's down 4%. And then the Dogecoin, which is Elon Musk, who is our pseudo president to be, he's acting like president, that's been holding at 0 so that hasn't been moving that much at all. So the cryptocurrency market is down, and it seems to be following the market right now. So once again, as we say, cryptocurrency is very highly speculative. Only invest money that you're willing to lose. And I know that sounds crazy, but that is the mantra. Don't be putting your money that you're going to be needing for other fixed expenses. Make sure you don't do that. So, Doe, let's get into the show today, which is talking about the FITT Show's financial resolution list.
Yeah, and new year, it's a great time to commit to new habits. It's a good time to start. And as you look back over last year, you can see the S&P was up 23%, NASDAQ was up 28.6%, and no guarantee that the market's going to do that again. Actually, it had 2 great years in a row. But if you look at the long term, the market is always going up. So if you haven't been investing, now is a great time to do that, just as part of getting your whole financial situation in order. It's a great time to start. You've probably been putting it off. The new year is a great time to do that, and we're going to give you some suggestions to how you can get that started.
And the good thing about the new year, it means new goals. A new study shows that financial resolutions are a popular choice as far as when it comes to resolutions. Now, according to Fidelity's Financial Resolution Survey, 66% of Americans are considering to make financial resolutions, which I think that's pretty good. Now, that can be anywhere talking about saving more. It could be talking about getting out of debt, building credit, saving for emergencies, and bolstering your nest egg, increasing your wealth. Now, financial health can also help your mental and physical well-being. Now, the thing is, are you considering adding any financial resolutions to your New Year's goals? So we're going to start off and we're going to provide just a few financial resolutions for you to consider in 2025. And Doty's going to start that off for us.
Yeah, and the first thing is organize your financial records. Tax season is here. You got to get your stuff in order. Always remind you to get your taxes done as soon as possible to decrease the likelihood of somebody stealing your, filing taxes in your name. April 15th is just around the corner. If you're going to do a Roth conversion, you had to have that done by the end of the year for the 2024 tax year. But of course, you can do it for this year. Now, for your IRA and Roth contributions, you have until April 15th to get those done for the prior tax year. So get your records together, get all that organized, and get ready to get that out of the way. You have to do it anyway, so you may as well do it as soon as you can. Get all your beneficiaries updated. Make sure you have the right name on there, and look at changes in your life. See if anything's changed that you need to adjust. Get your estate plan. See if you need to make any changes there as far as things that happen different in your life or things that you anticipate changing. But get yourself organized as far as your records are concerned and get ready to take the year on.
That's a good one, Doe. And Doe, can you restate for me also again? You said for the traditional IRA and Roth IRA, IRAs.
For contributions.
You have until April the 15th, not December 31st, 2024.
No. You have until April 15th for the 2024 tax year.
Yes, that's what I just wanted you to state that again. You have until, it's not the end of the year. You have until the April 15th, 2025.
Yeah, but if you're doing a Roth conversion,
yes,
you had to have that done for the 2024 tax year.
Right, and that's why I wanted to make that clarification. Thank you very much for that. So the next one I want to talk about is, your plan your spending. Now this is big. This is big, y'all. One of the first things you need to do, you need to reflect on your prior year expenses, and I'm talking about for the whole year. Just don't look at one part, because I know different parts of the year you had different expenditures, and I'm sure there's some that came out of nowhere, and some of them may have just been variable, but some of them might still be fixed. Then the next thing you need to do, you need to anticipate your current year spending, especially if you have kids that are going to in camps, things like that, and other things that may pop up. Your kid might be playing a sport, volleyball or basketball or football, and you need to plan for those, because the name of the game is try to anticipate as many of those expenses as you can, because that way you can handle it better. Now, once you reflect and once you anticipate, you then need to take action. You need to actually cut some of those expenses, especially those subscriptions that you have. It's a commercial they got on now, Dope, where I think Nerd Wallet and even Experian, you can use their app and they'll go in and find all the subscriptions that you are paying for that you're not even using. And they can even cancel them for you. But you need to do that. There's a lot of subscriptions that we still got on the books that we're paying for, like, a virus protector that you might have still paying for, that you might have a different one. You need to look at you need to unsubscribe, from sales emails And that's a big one, though. I get so many. I know you do too, and everybody unsubscribe to a lot of these sales emails because those are tempting to get you to spend also. And plus, they clutter up your daggone email box.
Yeah, they remind you to buy stuff. You know what you need. You don't need a reminder.
You don't need no reminder. That's a good one, though. And then eating out, though, people don't realize eating out is an expenditure that really can increase and blow out your budget. Especially with the cost of things going up right now. So eating out, and then now this one might step on some toes. Drinking, you might need to look at cutting back on your drinking. They have this thing now, though, called Dry January, where people make this resolution to stop drinking just for the month of January. It's now called Dry January. Isn't that interesting? What's that month where they be drinking like a mug? I forgot what it's called.
It's every month for people who drink. But there's a lot of stuff coming out about how unhealthy alcohol is for you. There's a lot.
Oh,
and the lobby, the alcohol lobby is definitely pushing back on that. So it's a good way to save some money. I tell you that.
Yeah. What's that thing? It was called? It's it's tequila, something, whatever. Anyway, the other thing you need to consider is getting out of debt. 77% of Americans carry some debt, and debt is in your life, but I'm talking about bad debt. Some that there's good debt, but I'm talking about some debts that just is like that albatross around your neck. So, and the thing about getting out of debt, you can take many proactive steps to become debt free. And that's like effectively managing debt, assessing your financial situation, creating a budget, and prioritizing those high interest debts is so crucial to helping your spending and helping your budget. Now, the next thing is in cutting expenses is you need to try to increase your revenue. If you can't cut some of those expenses, you need to get more money coming in. And this is a big one, though, to talk to a lot of people. Seek job promotions. Go to your job if you have been promoted for a while. Go to them and request a promotion. But when you go to them, be prepared. And now, if you want to be doing it, not now, but maybe in the middle of the year or by the end of the year, start collecting those emails and documents that can support it. Because there's one thing, people respond to in the jobs that you work for is when it's in writing. Then there's side hustle.
Yeah. And one step in there, if you're not quite ready for a promotion, at least try to find out the things that's necessary to get the promotion, so you can start working on those now instead of finding out that there's something you could have done that you didn't do. So know what's in front of you.
And then goes along and then document the things you're doing that will qualify you to or substantiate you getting that promotion. Get rid of that clutter. There's so many things that we have that, just taking up space. And sell some of those unused items. I know a lot of you women out there have so many pocketbooks that you don't use, is that what they call the purse and pocketbooks? That's some old school.
That's telling your age, boy.
That's my old pocketbooks. But I mean, I know some people that got all these designer bags that they're not even using. Like my wife, though, I remember one time she wanted a Coach bag, and I saved money and I bought her an assistant Coach. So look at some of those things. Look at some of those things that you can sell, especially on eBay, y'all. You can put those stuff out there and get rid of that stuff. And the last thing is create a plan, a spending plan, which is another title for budget, and stick to it. And unless you take action, you all these things I told you, you heard them, but if you don't take action on none of these things, it's senseless to just to have a list. So make a plan, execute it, and then stick to it.
Gotcha. Okay, next we got reviewing your investment policy. Okay, first thing you got to do is look at your results. Look and see how you did this year if you were invested. Make sure you're happy with the results. if you use an advisor, make sure he or she gave you the results you need, or you understood what the expectations were, and you understood how they were going to be graded, and see how they did against that standard that you set. And so if you're happy with your results, then you might want to just make a few minor adjustments and continue on. But if you're not, then you might have to take a look at things. You might have to look at review your investment goals, understand your risk tolerance, look at it, see how your investments are allocated between stocks, bonds, and cash. If you're sitting on a bunch of cash right now, you may consider putting some more money into the market. And again, there's no guarantee. I'm not saying it's not for everybody, but if you're interested in accomplishing some of the gains that have been had, as far as the S&P going up on an average of 10%, then you're going to have to take a little bit of risk to reap that reward. And look at your time horizons and see if you got things that you need to save for in the near future, that you're trying to put money away for. Just review your whole entire investment policy. Make sure you're on course for the things that you want to accomplish.
Yeah, that's good advice, Dodie. That's excellent advice. The next one is check your credit score. We know we talk about this all the time, but this is a perfect time to be checking your credit score at the top of the year, because knowing your credit score helps you understand your financial health and make informed decisions about loans, renting an apartment, or getting a job. That your credit score is important, and there's so much identity theft out there. You got to make sure that you check that from time to time, and what better time at the beginning of the year. Now, the good news is that checking your credit score is quick, easy, and free. It's out there. The website is annualcreditreport.com. Not free annual credit report. That's the one that actually costs. It's called.
They're trying to sell you something.
Right. It's called annualcreditreport.com. And it'll give you a free credit report from each of the three major credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. And get one once a year and spread it out every 4 months that you use one. And that way you can cover the whole year. And it's a good way to identify any identity theft or any things that might be put on your credit score that shouldn't be on there.
Okay. And next we have review all of your work benefits. If you're still employed, look at your savings plan percentages or contributions. The limits have gone up, so you might need to adjust your percent. The new limit is $23,000 a year, and the catch-up amount has increased to $7,500. Look at your health savings account. The max for that is for a single is $4,150. For a family, it's up to $8,300. Look at your flexible spending account, and again, make plans to use this money, because in some cases, if you don't use it, you lose it. That amount for 2025 is $3,300. And look at all your company benefits to see what's changed, to see what new opportunities out there for you to take advantage of, or things that may have changed and you aren't getting as much as you should. But look at all those things and make sure you're ready for this year and you're maximizing what you get at your job, because benefits, people don't look at it as they should. That's part of your pay. If you're not taking full advantage of all of your benefits, you're not getting all of your pay. So take a look at those and make sure you're straight there.
Hey, dude, under the savings plans, like the 401k plans, under the new Secure Act 2.0, the ages of, if you're 60 and don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty close, between the ages of 60 and 63, you are able to put an extra $11,000 and some change into the 401k plans now. And that's pretty interesting. That's just for this year, 2025, because remember the tax law is getting ready to expire, but that's for 2025. The next one I want to talk about, though, is, you need to increase your financial literacy. Now, that's what we're trying to help you all by providing you financial information, personal money management information. But your financial literacy is important. And so make it a resolution to at least read one financial book. And if you can read more than one financial book, please do that. There's some great books out there The Black Choice, which is a great book by our frat brother. Oh God, I'm at a lost words of his name. He'll come back to me. But the Wealth Choice. I mean, there's so many books. The Psychology of Money. There's a lot of good books out there, and we're going to do a show on books to read to refer to. Also, subscribe to those financial magazines or websites or newsletters. Full disclosure, me and Dote use a lot of information from Kiplinger. That is free. Yahoo Finance, once again, free. And then there's actual newsletters out there like Martley Fool. Some of them cost, some of them are not. But there's several different newsletters from Fidelity. There's newsletters from Vanguard, and they always provide information. And the more you get information and show up that information, you all, the better it is for you when opportunities come by and you understand them better. Join or start an investment organization or group. You know, I know a lot of people have asked me, have come to me and have done this, started investment groups. I know one investment group that's been going now for 20 years, and they share information and they pool their funds. They do individual investing and they pool their funds. Great way to learn, a great way to network. It's so important.
And Bob, even if you don't want to form a formal organization, just get with some of your friends and just informally talk about money in the market, because everybody knows a little bit of something. And so the more you talk to other people, the more you learn, because that's, instead of talking about the soap opera, talk about the stock market. Just,
right.
You know, just try to increase your knowledge.
And the fourth one, though, is the biggest one of all. Tune in regularly to the FITT Show, because this is our 180th show. We have not repeat a show. Now, we might have repeated some information within the show, but not a whole show. We have come with different shows, and that just lets you know how vast the information for financial education is out there. This is our 180th show. And though, if I'm right, we're coming up like I think on 3 years.
Yes, we are.
You know, so please consider that, you all.
And the last thing we want to tell you is prioritize your health. I mean, saving a whole lot of money does you no good if you're not healthy. You know, get your screenings done, get your exams done, put them on your calendar now. You know, schedule your 2 dentist appointments this year. Schedule your annual physicals. You know, you got to take care of yourself in addition to trying to build your wealth, because wealth is no good if you're not healthy. So put some time into taking care of yourself, get some meditation. Even if you can just walk 30 minutes a day, just find something to do. Instead of taking the elevator, take the stairs. You know, make sure you're drinking a lot of water. Just do the little things to try to keep yourself healthy and active. And then when you get wealth, you'll be able to enjoy it.
And we're good as well if you don't have good health.
That's for sure.
You know, so that's a real big one, though. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was a quick list, but a very extensive list. We didn't want to weigh you down with a whole lot, because there's so many other things that we can put on that resolution list. And I suggest that if you have some additional ones, put them down, write them down. Put them down. Don't try to hold them in your head.
Share them.
Write them down. It crystallizes. This don't stop with what we just gave you. So, let's go to the summary and takeaways, because we hit quite a bit there.
Yeah, but we can sum it up with this is just things you ought to be doing to get started with this year.
On you.
We don't see it. Don't see the video.
Oh, it didn't come up, huh? Wow.
Nope.
It did. Oh, wait a minute. It didn't capture. It didn't come up for some.
Okay, we know what they are anyway. And the first one is don't procrastinate. Okay, don't put it off. Get stuff done. Put stuff on your schedule. Schedule some time to increase your literacy, then schedule some time to review your spending. Stop putting it off. You don't want to end up this time next year wishing you'd have did this, that, and the other as far as your financials are concerned. Don't procrastinate.
Wow, that's interesting, though. Okay, so now we just have technical difficulties. The next one is get started. That's the main thing. Get started. Don't just sit down there and be the armchair quarterback. You got to jump in the pool. You can't be just sticking your toe in. Get started. And remember, y'all, we talk about this all the time. Building wealth takes work. It's all about effort, right? It's all about putting the work in. So, take action, you all. We talk about these things. You can know about these things, but unless you take action, and that's what surveys have been showing. People got information, but the problem is they're not applying it. They're not taking action. They're not pulling the trigger. They're not jumping in the pool. So please get started by taking action.
If you need help, get help. If there's something you don't understand, ask somebody. If you think you need professional help, get professional help. But don't use that as an excuse not to move forward. There's a lot of ways to get help out there. You can research yourself. You can go to low cost brokerage firms, or you can hire a financial advisor. But not knowing is not an excuse anymore. There's too much information out there. There's too many avenues available for you to learn more about building wealth.
The next one is important, you all. You got to be encouraged. Don't be the Debbie Dowd. Don't listen to the Debbie Doubters, or don't get down on yourself because you gotten yourself in a tight pinch with your budget and with debt. Be encouraged, because just remember this: wealth building is not linear, meaning that it's not just one way. It's not just a single way, and stuff happens, because there's three kinds of people in this world, though. People who watch what happened, people who make it happen, and people don't know what the hell happened. Just make sure you're the one to make it happen, y'all. And so be encouraged, because it takes resiliency to build wealth.
And if we'll leave you with, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Okay. So if you don't have a program in place, then you're probably not going to be successful.
And that's just plain and simple, though. So with that was a lot of information. We hope we use that information. We both are Nittany Lions. Dope graduated from Penn State, and they are playing Notre Dame tonight. Go Nittany Lions. So just want to give a shout out, as we always do. Thank you all who stayed with us for the whole year and been with us for more than that, but everybody that stayed and the new people that came on in the year of 2024, we thank you. And for all you stalwarts that's been on here more than a year, we thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope you continue to share this information with other people. So I just want to thank my sister Nolia for being on, my sister Gloria, and Linda. They all three are on. The Kinzer girls are represented. And look, they used to call us, remember Petticoat Junction with the daughters, with Uncle Joe? Hello. Hey, Garnett, how are you doing, dear? Happy New Year. My brother, Carl Chapman, thank you, has been there since the beginning, dope. And Modestine said, good evening from, not South Carolina, but from Lake Murray County. Wow, that sounds like one of those counties where they wear hoods. But anyway, Linda, so good to see you. Joanne Skinner, so glad that you stayed in tune. And the noteexperience.com. Rodney, I'm telling you, we're going to have you on, man, before this year. We promise you, to talk about another investment as far as holding mortgage notes, which is such an interesting investment. But thank you, Rodney, for being with us. You know you got on late. You may be late, but you're always on time, my brother. And the wonderful, the queen, Now Dodie. What's up, Now? Thank you for tuning in, girl. Always appreciate you. And Dote, the first quote for 2025. If you build castles in the sky, you are called neurotic. If you start living in those castles, it's called psychotic. If someone comes and collects rent for you living in those castles, it's called a psychiatrist. Okay, everybody, look, have a wonderful day. We start this new year. We start this new year off, 2022, y'all. Look, I'm telling you, dope. We're making a resolution with everybody on this StreamYard. By the end of this year, we expect for y'all to have increased your net worth by at least 20%. Does that sound a doable, dope?
That's a bit aggressive. I'd go with 10. Be happy.
Okay, you don't, you get soft in your old days, man.
Nah, I just want to temper those expectations.
Okay, everybody, you hear that? We look, like we talking about reviewing your portfolio and everything now. Review it next week. We're coming to you. We want everybody to at least increase their portfolio, their investments, their savings, by at least 10%. And if you use the stuff we use, you can't lose. So,
and again, it's nice to have a goal of 10%, but it's more important that you have a process that's going to help you get the 10%. Not so much the results, because a lot of things can happen out of your control, but it's real important to set up a process to earn that 10%. Okay, that's the important part there.
And Doe gave you out because it's doable. 10% is doable. But I think you all are going to do about 20%. Because though with the market, from 2023 to 2024 was up 25%, by the way.
Yeah, okay. But I'm about to sign off, man. I'm going to watch my Knicks.
Let's go, Indiana. We are. All right, Dope. Thank you, everybody, for being on. And we'll see you next week. We're here. We're rolling.
We will be here.
Good day, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.